Game number 1, the Nations Cup continues, ladies and gentlemen. Group 4 with Sweden against Finland today. And in this case, it's actually more so important for Sweden than for Finland, because Finland is more or less already confirmed to be out of the group, but they still want to play this match out. Sweden, then again, they find themselves in the top spot, and unless a total disaster now strikes and Sweden gets annihilated quickly by Finland, then the team in blue will have the first spot secured out of the group, and therefore the better seeding heading into the playoffs. And again, as we're talking about the Nations Cup, if you guys want to catch some of those games live, if you haven't had the chance yet and you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Would be very much appreciated, and of course help the channel to grow too. But also, you can head over to Khaldor.tv, the new website that we have, and there is a live stream schedule if you want to have a chance of catching a live stream. Well, live at some point. But as we're heading into this, we now see Infernal Shrines, our first map, and immediately the bans against, well, Hanzo and Junkrat. Also, groups are of course listed on the website too if you're interested. Again, Khaldor.tv. But let's see what we're gonna have here. Sweden so far has been one of the favorites, of course, for not only the group but also for the tournament. These guys have been playing incredibly well. France secured now also the #1 spots in their own group, in Group 1. And then we still have strong teams like, for example, Germany fighting it through. The Russians are currently playing really well. So there's a couple of teams that definitely have a shot not only reaching the grand final of the tournament, but also winning the whole thing here. At this point, Zeratul banned out, and, well, what is Sweden going to get rid of against Finland? It is Infernal Shrines, so it's again a map that focuses more so on the team fights around the shrines. You need the wave clear, though. They are on the newest patch. There were a few changes that Blizzard actually brought in. Amongst those changes, a buff to Leoric, which was a bit of a surprise. So he has a cooldown reduction now, too, on his skeletal swing. And that was a bit weird, because Leo was not really in a spot where he needed a buff. Like, Leo was in a really good spot. He was regularly picked on the higher level. Sephiroth immediately with the Alarak pick early on in the game, so already an aggressive draft starting off from them. And oh, Svamgrota heading straight into Medivh. Not only a bit of a counter pick against Alarak, but also a nice one to have on this map now. I like that. Bit of a different approach from Sweden here today, and a very different focus also in the pick pattern that we're seeing from them. What comes with that? Traditionally, it's a support that they rock, and they go into Alexstrasza. Alright. Bit of Dragon Queen play that we have now. And that is already shaping up to be an interesting game. Now, on Infernal Shrines, Alexstrasza gains more value through her trait. The Dragon Queen is incredibly powerful to grab the remaining stacks that you need in order to secure yourself the Protector. Now we have, the Punisher. Now we have Garrosh and Stukov taken on the side of Finland. The Finnish team here with quite a bit of combo potential and crowd control. So whenever Garrosh in particular gets a throw into the backline, there is follow-up in with the Alarak combo, plus in addition to that the silence from Stukov. So if they add burst damage to that combo, they can definitely lock a target down quickly and eliminate it. And this is exactly the reason why Jaina is banned out. Exactly that. The burst damage gets denied. There are other heroes that can, of course, deliver it, but not quite to the same extent that Jaina can. And at the same time, also supply a little bit more CC in the terms of slows. So that's an important one, too. Diablo gets banned out. And therefore, we still have Johanna in the mix. I'm actually a bit surprised that Diablo gets banned out. I mean, again, this is Infernal Shrines, obviously, so it's a fantastic map for Diablo. But if we've seen any kind of priority over the past few weeks, especially on this map, it has been a priority into Johanna. Melganis is also up, and if we know one thing from the boys here is that Melganis and ETC are two heroes that they are oftentimes playing. In this case, we even have Mephisto coming through. And yeah, it will be a fun match for sure with the setup that we now have from them. Dehaka even in play, which gives us in this case also a global aspect, so a bit more macro performance that they can play around with. But yeah, I would not have expected Diablo to be banned out, because there are so many tanks still available that Sweden likes to play, loves to play, has played in the past on this map too. Diablo obviously strong, but there's so many alternatives. I rather saw them banning out someone else. And we actually have Kira picked, and interestingly enough, no Leoric. Despite the buff in the recent patch, Leo is not played. Gul'dan for additional wave clear, and Kira now in the hands of Finland. Very, very aggressive setup from them for sure. And what's the last pick? Oh, it's Sonya. A little bit of a meme dream right there. Again, Sweden is pretty much secured for the #1 spot in the group already, whereas Finland is more or less eliminated from the tournament. So that explains some of those picks. Traditionally, I don't think you would have seen the draft that Sweden runs now against a stronger team. But as it stands, we're heading into game #1 on Infernal Shrines. Game #1, ladies and gentlemen. Sweden against Finland, Battlefield of Eternity is maybe our second or third map. It certainly isn't map #1, even though the tile set is the same. No, we are on Infernal Shrines and on the left side. What a save, by the way. Henning on Alexstrasza, Svampgrotta on Medivh. We have Lauber on Dehaka, Skog on Mephisto. And as you can see here, Max Passion on Sonya. So a little bit of a meme setup, no real main tank for them. On the right side then again, we currently have Finland with Sephiroth, Gul'dan, Mango and Stukov, Riku and Garrosh, MXD on Kira, and Chikapow on Alarak. Alright, let's get ready to rumble. Already, Lauber, the mini burrow straight into the bush to look if he can connect the track. This time it didn't really work out for him. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Now, when we're looking at the setup on the side of Sweden, of course, them running this without a main tank, but then at least with Alexstrasza and Medivh gives them still quite a bit of sustainability. Lauber is obviously memeing this also slightly. Him as the usual main tank player now on Dehaka, who traditionally finds himself on the side lane. But there's the lockdown attempt against Mephisto, but Skog is being healed out. And the drag actually connects. But Stukov is here, interrupts it immediately. Kira is now up against Sonya all the way up at the top. And, well, as it stands on level 1, we actually see the fatal wounds. So, not the maximum effort that traditionally is picked on level 1 these days for her. Also, Svampgrotta is in trouble, and that is first blood. He goes down, loses the stacks. Thankfully for him, it was very early in the game, so he didn't have too many stacks yet. So this is a death that you can still manage with. So he's going to be back in just a moment, but he needs to be a bit more cautious around it for sure now. With this, up towards the top, what do we have here? Max Passion and MXD already sitting just tight on the lane. This is the last group match for both of the teams. So far, Sweden has won every match they played. Especially the 2-1 victory against Poland was obviously a big, big win for them. And more or less secured them also the #1 spot in the group itself. Netherlands currently sitting tight on the #2 spot after Poland forfeited their match against them. And now, as we're fighting for this particular setup, the camp at the bottom of the map, we have the both of them going up against each other as Finland is trying to secure themselves at least the camp. Alexstrasza even with an early Dragon Queen. The camp still gets stolen away by Finland, and they already have a half-level lead over their opponent. So Finland currently looking quite solid. Now with Kira still fighting it out against Sonya, we're currently looking at level 4 and the continuation with the Blood Rage build here. Upstage on level 4, that's a little bit more in the common sense of what we're seeing from Kira these days. Also Sonya went into a block talent on level 1. And Alexstrasza is instead heading into the Exuberance on level 4. A lot of small patches came through. Oh, sorry, a lot of small changes came through in the last patch. Nothing really too crazy that Blizzard put out there. There wasn't any kind of massive rework that completely changed the hero, switched up a couple of heroic abilities, for example. But even small changes on talents and just increasing certain values or reducing them reducing a couple of cooldowns, increasing a bit of damage, and so on and so forth, will have maybe even an impact into the pick patterns in the near future. But of course, that will still take a little bit of time to be shown how much of an impact that's going to have. By now, the early position on the shrine goes to Sweden, so they pick up the early 17 points. Alexstrasza doesn't have a Dragon Queen ready just yet, so Henning will have to wait for the cooldown to be back up before he can use it here. But they're already taking a massive lead over their opponent, and that might even give them the Punisher without having to activate it. Svampgrotta needs to be a bit cautious on his Medivh. He has 5 stacks so far. Not really a massive amount. Less stacks than Gul'dan currently has, actually. And the fight still continues, and Skog is already a bit down on Mephisto, but with 34 stacks, they should be able to lock this one down. A good drag against Riku here on Dehaka. Max Passion on the move away. He's a bit low, but is kept alive by the spin to win. And the Frozen Punisher's out, and Lulba goes down. the Dehaka main tank already getting pretty much shown where its limit is. But they win the objective. And there's the jump in, just as the Punisher is trying to get a piece of the action. Nice setup here from Chigabawa at the bottom of the map, sneaking in from the side and setting up a good combo against the opponent. No negatively charged on level 4. We have once again the Show of Force, which is a very common talent these days on level 4, especially after Blizzard a few patches ago nerfed the value on negatively charged by 1% instead of the additional 4 enough damage. You didn't, the initial 5, you now get only 4. So with 2 kills against 0, Finland might have the lead in kills, but the problem is that they already lost quite a bit at the bottom of the map. Higher wall went down, and a few of the hit points of the fort itself were taken too. Still a chance to head into the next team fight though. And with level 1 or the baseline for Medivh now on 13 stacks, that's another thing to really consider here. So let's see what they can do with that. Life funnel for the additional sustainability at that front line, and they steal the camp away, giving Finland a bit of a taste of their own medicine. And the Finnish team is rotating topside again. So after upstage, we still continued with the Blood Rage build, as you can see, for Kira. So currently we have the Healmonger. The level 4 upstage and level 7 Healmonger is pretty much what you see in any build for Kira. But the level 1 talent is a bit more flexible. Fatal Wounds in this one, usually it's the maximum effort that gets picked by most players here. Just in case that you haven't really watched Tai or Wubi yet. I mean, both of them play that build. Tai pretty much the one player in Europe that plays the hero the most. And actually we're going to see United Kingdom play against Germany soon as well, so that's going to be an interesting match too. Still that lead in experience for the red team, but Sweden is starting to... I mean, I feel like they stabilized a little bit. It's not like they were in too much of a chaotic spot early on in the game, but it was 2 kills against them, and a few of those, maybe not what you would expect. But right now they are more back to their usual rotational setup and trying to control the camps in particular as much as they can. Nice zone out here, so a bit of experience gets lost to MXD, who takes the safe path towards the top 4 to not run into Sonya. Can't be taken down much here. And, well, this now done. Max Passion is also a bit careful here. Gets a quick portal to assist him a little bit. And here come the level 10 abilities. And with this, no surprises thus far. Counter-Strike for Alarak. Okay, here comes again the Cleansing Flame for Alex Straza. He was getting a setup. There's the Polymorph also. And in addition to that, oh, okay, now we're going Leap, baby! That's a chance for the washing machine, but unfortunately there is no Panda here. Even if we get the Crater, there is no washing machine set up where Chen can jump in with a barrel roll. That's still definitely one of the best. But, well, let's see. Middle of the map. Already setting up for the next shrine. Both teams head straight in for the Shaman camp. It's the top shrine that spawns next. And yeah, Kira hasn't taken her ult yet. I mean, usually we're looking at the final strike here, if anything. But let's see if we maybe have them switch it up slightly. It's the leap that really interests me the most, because that can be a quick interrupt against any channel of Stukov. So when he comes in with a lurking arm, that might really work against him if Max Passion is going to make the play. The combo, of course, that you could see also. Durance of Fate is in, and here we go. We're actually heading into the unrelenting strikes, and there it is. The ult used immediately by Kira, but the double kill against the red team is already putting them onto the back foot. Gul'dan and Stukov down. Alarak falls as well and loses the sadism stacks. And that was a quick and decisive battle by Sweden as they went in, not showing any mercy, not even having to use the heroic ability on Alex Straza. The Haka immediately moving over into the middle of the map, trying to find the wave clear once more, as the rest of the team is looking for more blood, and they're going in for Kira, and that's the kill through Medivh against Kira. She's down. That's 4 heroes eliminated in that last battle, and Lauber is currently giving them a ton of value by him making the plays down at the bottom of the map. That's experience lost. Talking about experience lost, the one thing that they just lost is Mephisto. So Mephisto is actually down, and they're 2 stacks away from getting the 40. I guess that's going to be taken one way or another, but this is still a bit of an annoying situation to be in. They have to wait for Medivh. They will be able to wait a little bit longer. They can secure that whenever they want. That's experience again that the red team is missing out on. So Lauber did a good job by rotating between the lanes. Blue team, as expected, is now picking up on the Punisher top side, just as Medivh is coming back into it. And Medivh is sitting at 23 stacks at this point, so he's slowly getting there, but he is still quite a bit away from completing the quest talent on his baseline. Bot lane is escorted in again, another minion wave that's lost to Finland, losing a ton of experience on this, which is one of the explanations why Sweden is so far ahead in XP right now. There's again the leap and the spear, the kill against Gul'dan. That old geezer doesn't make any moves this game. Another kill as Garrosh goes down, both of the orcs eliminated, and Sweden takes down the top fort in this game. Easy peasy. Punisher's already moving in over, and thanks to Medivh and the portals that he's setting up, there's another attempt of maybe even getting a kill, but right now Mephisto is still totally safe here. Lauber has resorted to move back into the mid lane and trying to push even more experience for his team. 6 kills against 3 gives them a huge advantage, and the wall is falling top side now too. So yeah, at this point, let's see, there's another jump. Is it going to be used as a setup? Not quite. They don't have enough heroic abilities ready to really make a play here. Currently, Dorans of Hate is coming back, but he didn't have it in time for this one. With level 13, also, Violent Reaction for Stukov, which means that now there is more lockdown available. But ever since the early game has passed, it really feels like Sweden is the team that is making the moves here. And they're already attempting to not only get level 16, but steal even a few camps away from the opponent. 27 stacks now for Mephisto. There's the taunt, there's the leap into the back line, and nearly the kill as we have a massive setup against Alarak. He gets completely bullied down here, but Alexstrasza falls first. Still a kill against Alarak and Gul'dan. The two of them down, and it doesn't really look too good for the rest of the team either. Yes, there comes Stukov with the silence, but I don't think that Kira is going to be able to escape here. Not if Max Passion has another smash, comes in and takes her down. Could even be the end of Stukov himself as he's trying to escape now. But already Mephisto is moving in, and they easily make this another quad kill, which also leads to the fort being eliminated. Lauber lulls around a bit against the two towers as Riku throws him in deep. But this fort is fairly certain going to go down. 37 stacks on the baseline for Medivh is also putting him into a really good spot to completing this one way or another. It's actually trying to look exactly to do that. Another setup, maybe overdoing it a little bit, and it seems like Mephisto is going to fall, and yes, the DT is down. 37 stacks still for Medivh, so Songora definitely wants to get back. The camp at the top has still been taken by Sonya, so that's another win for the team with the level 16 talents in addition to it. It's still fantastic. When it comes to Draconic Discipline is already used, and it's pretty much time to shine right now. Another objective could lead to the first keep, and they're already looking at more camps, and well, there's still 3 on the map to be taken after this one. So an opportunity to get a little bit more ahead and maybe work even towards level 20 before the next objective even spawns. Damage output that we see so far, 37,000 for Mephisto, puts him into the top spot. 28,000 on Kira, still pretty solid for her. Problem for the red team is that especially Gul'dan has a very, very rough time to get good damage out. He's currently sitting at 18,000. He's definitely the wave clear champ for them with 68k, but his hero damage is definitely suboptimal. So not really going too well for them, but at least Alarak is compensating for it a bit with the 26,000 he's able to bring to the board here. Sonya hasn't died yet, by the way. The only hero in the entire game that hasn't fallen yet. A bit of a setup by Chigabawa at the bottom of the map. But the Swedes are doing well, yeah? We got the meatball rolling, and now they're trying to turn it into a bit of an avalanche that crushes the Finnish team. Here comes the attack against Lauber. Well, Alexstrasza's already trying to help out. The rest of the team is there too. Dorans of Hate, Mephisto, that's the kill against Gul'dan. The end of Stukov. Riku is also in trouble, and he's not the only one. Shigebawa is rather low and also completely body blocked. Kira barely escapes, but this is the 3rd or 4th quad kill that we are now seeing in this game. There are minions pushing through the middle, the top, the bottom. Sonya is already on the shrine itself. They try the additional kill against Kira, and they barely miss out on it, but the wall is already opened up with another 10 seconds until Gul'dan is back. There's just no doubt what's going to happen to this keep. This one is going to fall, and then with the objective, with the Punisher, they can make the move for the core itself. Let's not forget, this is also another problem. Minion wave is coming in. We have a double catapult already going through that wall. So Finland is losing every single lane right now. Up to the top, you can already see Lauba and Max Passion moving through with the AoE that they have, burning the minion wave down. Mid lane gets attacked. Keep is actually still in play for another second until that Punisher jumps in. Horrified did actually not connect here either. Oh my god, this is making matters even worse for them now. But in comes Sweden, and yeah, they're showing no mercy here. The Punisher is already on the core. The bottom keep is getting attacked. So is the one at the top. We're seeing a massive attack against the Finnish heroes, and Gul'dan dies again. Level 20 is there, which gives us, in this case, the area crater for Sonya. She could still use it. Where's the jump when you need it? Well, she goes for Kira, even without it. But where's the jump? There's a chance. Stukov. And can Max Passion aim or not? That's the question. What? Well, no here. Max Passion is letting us down, boys. Max Passion is letting us completely down. Where's that area crater when you want it? Instead, they go for the core, and he misses. Yeah, unfortunate. They still get the kill, but the area crater was the real thing that we were looking forward to. So Max Passion with a big fail at the end of the game as Sweden picks up the W. Brexit holdout, ladies and gentlemen. And no, it is not the UK playing today. Instead, we have Sweden against Finland. It's map number 2 in the best of 3 series. And Sweden has taken a convincing lead. So yeah, nicely done. It has been a hot minute since I've seen this map played. And normally it gets banned out pretty quickly. So it's an interesting touch. It's the map pick of Finland. Maybe they have something up their sleeves here. Traditionally, the map is played in a 4-1 split, so 4 heroes at the bot lane and 1 hero on the solo lane. I was just about to say, I could see Rexa being played here, but he gets banned out immediately. Now, Rexa has come back into the meta in 2019, but throughout the entire year, we've pretty much never seen Brexit being played outside of UK politics. And the interesting part is that Rexa, rules on Dragonshire already, but this map is even better for him, so an insta-ban against him, which is quite understandable. It's always about the control on the beacon plus lane experience control, so a very similar setup to what you are trying to do on Dragonshire, so that's the reason why Rexa gets banned out. Banana H wants to play his Ana, and so does Henning, so Ana gets banned out too, so no nano boosted heroes here. Hanzo gets eliminated, and well, I'm a bit curious to still see what's happening around drafts, because this is an interesting map since we don't see it all that much. In the past, there have been a few macro attempts on the map with globals, Falstad plus Dehaka being played, for example, but the traditional setup is a very strong solo laner and then a strong 4-man, which could lead us to a Zarya pick, honestly. So Garrosh gets already banned, but if you really want to go into like a super strong 4-man, Zarya is an option that you could take. Now, what is going to be played first here for Sweden? What is the first pick for them? With Swamgrota, Junkrat, Alarak, or they might be going into a tank instead. So both of them would be pretty solid, but let's see. Yeah, I'm a bit curious myself. Okay, the memes are strong. Alright, forget all serious drafting attempts here. We are actually having Suljin being picked first. The king of brawls, the best hero in ARAMs, has been chosen for a normal game, and that pretty much sets the mode already. Sweden is at this point secured to be the #1 spot in the group, and they just said, okay boys, it's meme time. Let's make the dream come true, and with Suljin as a first pick, you know what's coming. Lily on the other side, I mean, it's an auto attacker, you need to stack blinds, right? And in addition to that, we have Falstad. Okay. Like, I'm actually sitting here for just a moment and I'm thinking, okay, what could they actually go? What's a strong four-man? Maybe a Zarya pick. Johanna first. Maybe the Junkrat. Maybe Alarak for Swamgrota. Yeah, scratch all of that. We're going full meme dream. Morales gets picked too. Are we going to see a backdoor attempt? Is there at any point also a Tyrael pick for them right now? Are we going to see a juicy jump into the backline? Nah, screw that, of course, Alex. Zagara, like, how could I not see this one coming? Zagara buffed in last patch. Of course there is a Zagara pick. What else would you pick there? Yeah. Soljan, Zagara, Morales. It's a traditional opening into any series. Oh, the memes are real. And at this point, if you're Finland, you don't even know what to go for now. They ban out Mal'Ganis. Do you actually believe that Lauer would pick a normal hero now? I mean, please. Not gonna happen. What is Lauber gonna pick? Let's think about main tanks for just a second. What's the main tank that we haven't seen for an eternity that we could in this game all of a sudden unleash because Sweden just says, screw it today? And I am honestly drawing a little bit of a blank. Oh my god. The Cho'Gall dream is real. D.Va! Of course it's D.Va! Shame on me. Should have seen this one coming. D.Va comes in against Cho'Gall. Okay. Fair enough. Swamgrota, our last pick. Our last pick for Sweden. Is it Murky? Is it Gazlo? Who's gonna be picked now? It's Chromie. That's nearly a normal hero. Like, what are you doing? It's a fake dragon, but still. And Nazeebo for the top lane. Welcome to 2019, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's pretty much... This is honestly symptomatic for the Brexit negotiations. Both teams are clowning around heavily. So let's head straight into map number 2 of this best of 3 series on Brax's Holdout. Game number 2, everybody, and on the blue side, you can, well, you're witnessing what happens when you let your golden retriever draft in Heroes of the Storm. Lauber on D.Va. We currently have on the left side Skog on Suljin, Henning on Morales, Swamgrota on Chromie, and Max Passion on Zagara. Over to the right side of the map, Finland with Sephiro on Falstad, MXD on Gal, Mungo on Lily. We have Nazeebo on Chigabawa, or the other way around. And Riku is playing Cho. Okay, it is time to shine. Rix mixed at the top lane is already doing his thing. Zagara going straight into the volatile asset. And actually, a lot of the talents in Zagara have been changed. Mostly smaller adjustments that we've seen here. But yeah, the damage has been a little bit buffed on that particular talent. I don't really expect to see Zagara a lot in the actual meta, but let's just face it, this isn't really a normal draft either way. Chromie on the solo lane against Nazeebo is pretty much telling you all that you need to know. Level 1, the Thing of the Deep gets actually taken here, which is another talent that got changed a little bit. So there's an additional spell power bonus that you now get too, and that's pretty much what he's aiming for at this point. So yeah, at this case, as you can see, it's all about the spell power. I told you can reach 20, so it will be quite interesting how much Nazeebo can pull off with this one. Suljin, of course, going for the auto attack stacks and with the baseline, but also the headhunter, so they're looking for kills. And this is an exciting one, to say the least. I'm definitely hyped to see what's happening in this game, but you can see the confidence on the side of Sweden as they're heading into the match. Also a mage build for Falstad, who now started to go into the Gathering Storm on level 1, which I find a little bit ambitious. Sure, it's a 4-man lane that you have topside traditionally, so you're more or less guaranteed to get a few more stacks, but at this point, the attempt to go for Max Passion, that doesn't really seem to go too well for Finland, but at least they take the beacon. They have no chance of grabbing the one at the top though, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, and there's Suljin. He is the king of brawls, the undefeated champion, the best hero that you could possibly get in a brawl. Absolutely insane the stacks that you can get there. But traditionally in a normal game, he's not really a strong auto attacker compared to the alternatives. So normally you don't see him in that setup, but in this game, Skog just says, I don't care. I want the troll. They want Axe, they get Axe. And yes, apparently they wanted a lot of Axe already. D.Va coming in. And the first progress points for the team in blue as they're reaching 40 and, well, 50. Down here we still have good old Cho'Gall doing his thing, but now camps get stolen away too. That puts more pressure onto the top lane. So Sweden is currently trying to do as much as they can with this one. I'm a little bit curious to see what exactly Zagara does on level 4, if we're going to see some kind of like more Mimi talent, or if it's actually going to be full seriousness when it comes to builds at least. For D.Va, we already have the Bring It On, which is pretty much the theme of the entire game. Bring it on, baby. Talking about bring it on, they're really bringing it on. They're going for a kill attempt against Nazeebo, who barely survives. And Zagara goes down, doesn't she? Yeah, indeed she does. But they are trying to get the double kill against Lili and Cho'Gall, and I don't think they can get it. All three survive. Zagara goes down instead, and Lulba might be in trouble too. It's getting a few more hits out, and that's the end of him. But at least Chromie gets the counter kill against Lili. The problem is more so the top of the map, where we have now a massive, massive Zerg wave for Sweden. Crush through that fort and take it down with ease. Bot lane, Nazeebo is doing his thing. 31 stacks for him already right here. And yeah, with that, we're now looking at him trying to get even more spell damage out. But the problem is that first, before that happens, Chromie and Zagara are homing in on him and taking him apart. Top lane is eating even more damage as the first tower falls. And yeah, with 5 stacks on Suljin, still 10 away from getting the increase in his range. But you can't leave Zagara alone on a lane like this, because she's just going to absolutely murder it. Which is pretty much exactly what we're seeing here. So you look over to the damage output. By the way, we saw Medusa blades coming in on level 4, so it's all about the push stream. And when it comes to siege damage, 24,000 for Zagara isn't bad at all. Yeah, Nazeebo goes down again. He's currently sitting at only 4,000 hero damage. Not that this is necessarily a game where we saw a lot of hero damage come through so far. But with 3 kills against 2 and level 7 in the hands of the blue team, we have them going for the next fort. They already took 1 down. They're aiming for the second. Suljin now with the first stack on the level 1 for the Headhunter. And in addition to that, they're taking the fountain down and they're starting to home in on fort number 2 to drop this one too. Updraft for Falstad. The memes are real here. They definitely are. And currently, as you can tell, here comes the bronze talons too. And, well, there's Nazeebo. Ooh, yes, that was nearly a kill against Falstad. The bird nearly going down. But, well, as we have the little birdie doing his thing, here comes Cho'Gall again. And the bomb attempt that zones out Chickabow Wow, and goodbye Nazeebo. Goodbye Nazeebo. Nazeebo. Yeah, Nazeebo. Aye! And down he goes. Zephyro and his little Falstad is also flying away as Zagara is starting to go for him. A Hydralist running after him too. That's never a good feeling. And that fort is nearly down. In this case, also the Dead Rush. Another talent that has been changed a little bit. Yeah, it feels more and more like this is more of a showcase game, where they're just saying, guys, let's pick talents that have been changed and see what they can actually pull off. So the bonus damage from Dead Rush has been increased by Blizzard from 75% to 100%. So small adjustments that they made there. Not quite sure if that's really going to be what brings him back into the meta. But, well, in this case, we're going to at least see what kind of impact it's going to have here. Zagara goes down again after heading on level 7 into the Baneling Massacre, which is the next talent right there. Another talent that has actually been changed. Now, again, a lot of small changes coming through with the patch. As I said previously, nothing that is too insane. But with the Baneling Massacre, it is more of a cooldown reduction instead of increasing the damage from the Banelings themselves. So, yeah, cooldown reduction is always kind of nice. But we'll see if that really has a big impact there. The problem of Zagara wasn't necessarily that she had issues with things like the wave clear, with things like siege damage, but she's easily taken down, doesn't have a hit point pool to really sustain herself here. Most of the specialists or former specialists really struggling these days. Well, always did, to be honest. There's a kill at least against Morales, or the attempt of one, and Henning is able to stay alive with a good grenade. They get the kill against Falstad, and they're trying to get a bit more out of this too, especially as Lauber is starting to chase down Nazeebo. He's not able to get the kill. But gets him low at least, and Chromie nearly delivers. But the fights aren't over. Cho'Gall goes down at the top. That's 7 kills against 3 now, which gives us also additional stacks for Suljin, who's now sitting at 13 stacks on the baseline and 4 stacks on his Headhunter. He needs to take down 1 hero, and then he will have the additional range increase thanks to the level 1 talent. And that hero is... I don't even know. I think it's the bird. Not 100% certain, but it might be the bird, or it might be Nazeebo, one of the two. Nazeebo has already fallen a few times, and I think Suljin was in range. Timeout on level 13. Here comes the bunny hop, and the Zerg wave that just got now accumulated by Sweden as well. They control the objective, they control the map, and with the level 10 ability, they can just force any team fight they want here, and that's exactly what they do. Nazeebo again in trouble as the Witch Doctor gets attacked. Suljin is nearly looking at 15 stacks, which would give him the range increase, even more damage output for him. And Skok is so close on this one. And he locks it in. Range increase is there. And they take down the keep itself. And at the top lane, they're knocking on the door of keep number 2 already. So they're looking quite strong here. Falstad at this point is waiting for his heroic ability. With a mage build, I want to see him go for the Hinterland Blast here. I mean, again, normally you wouldn't really go for that in a normal game, but hell, at this point you might just YOLO it completely, but he doesn't. There's the quest completion, Lily goes down, and the quest is completed on level 1 for Suljin. Here's the Gust, and Cho'Gall in trouble, but Zagara is down. Cho'Gall is also eliminated. Morales is dead. There's the Annihilation Spirit. Annihilating Spirit gets taken. There's the explosion. And D.Va again just busting out as Chromie, Morales. They're all down. The only survivor is D.Va, the Overwatch hero, of course. Who else? But Lauber is really asking for it here, isn't he? Lulling around. There's a Master Taunt, and goodbye, D.Va. The core is an 88%. There's the level 13 talents for Sweden. And we have more of an axe focus from Suljin. I mean, what else? They want axe. They get axe. Yeah, and they get axed pretty heavily here. But looking over towards the damage output, you can see Gal now with 25,000 damage. Suljin at least on 21k, which isn't too bad, to be honest with you. 24,000 for Suljin and 22,000 for Morales. Yeah, that all didn't do enough. Nice dodge by Swamgrota as he goes for the timeout. And Skok saw it coming early and moved away from the cone before he was sucked in there. So those cooldowns didn't really do anything for Cho'Gall. Again, the auto attacks keep coming as Skok comes in. There's the Maw, which also gets dropped. Bunny hop and hoppity hop. They go for Nazeebo, but I don't think he's going to go down. Lily is currently preventing that from happening by throwing out her own ult, and that easily negated all of that. Devouring Maw, by the way, mana costs have been reduced by Blizzard, and there was a slight damage increase too. So that didn't really change anything for the Maw that we just saw, but it's still nice to know. Again, small adjustments from Blizzard in the last patch. Nothing insane happening in the patch whatsoever though. Which isn't a bad thing, by the way. Making small adjustments to heroes can slowly bring them back into the meta, can give teams a small incentive to play them maybe again, instead of just completely reworking heroes all the time and making them maybe even OP in the process. So I'm not ripping them in the slightest for it. I kind of like the approach, and this is something that a lot of the former HGC pros have already been advocating for, as HGC was still in play. Unfortunately back then Blizzard never did it. With level 13 talents now, Cho'Gall is again in trouble. 11 kills against 8, and okay, the fatty runs away here. Alright, finally the two heads decided of where they wanted to go, pulling in one direction. As we have the bot lane getting attacked against Swamgrota with the Sandblast against it. 22 stacks now for Suljin. If he completes the 30, it would mean that he has a double cleave swing on his Arcanite axis, which would be quite powerful now too, of course. Well, as this all is said and done, even more damage against Chickabow. And here's the objective up again. The first beacon has already been claimed, and Lauber is making his way towards... No, he's not making his way towards the top. He was en route, but now jumps into the fight as they're trying to make the play here. Falstad flies in from behind with another gust. The bird in trouble, and there we go. A hibbity hop, baby. As the bunny hop comes through again, the bird is already down, and Lauber's trying to push. Good old Yeah. There's the killer. Good old Cho'Gall back into the team, and Cho'Gall is eliminated. There's another pushback as they're trying to make the play for Suljin. With Suljin against Nazeebo, and he is nearly down, but the first one to die is actually Morales, this time on the side of the blue team. 16 in their hands. 41,000 damage for Suljin himself. The man with the axes is doing his thing. In comes the bird with a kill against, well, first of all, Chromie, but look at that. We actually have Suljin going down too. 14 kills against 2 now. Yeah, they're definitely trolling around a little bit. And that's not only because of Suljin. I mean, the troll is obviously part of the equation now too. But Lauber's still on the run. And it seems like Falstad wants the kill here. Lauber barely dodges out, needs to be a bit careful. Has the button ready. But Lily is already getting the bottom beacon, and now they're moving towards the top as they're trying to take this one on too. Lauber still there, buys his team a little bit more time. Morales is back to business. There's the gust against Max Passion. And yeah, well, Max Passion, but no hit points. What do you do with that? There's another ult also on the side of Cho'Gall, and the question that still remains to be seen here is how much can you meme until you're getting dropped here. Chromie is now trying to reclaim the beacon at the bottom of the map, but D.Va is going to go down. And that's a kill against Zagara, that's a kill against D.Va, and that's a kill against Morales. All of a sudden, 3 are down. 15 kills against 14. Keep it the bot lane destroyed or not destroyed, doesn't even matter at this point anymore. The meme dream might be a bit too strong here. Nazeebo now with the Ring of Poison, and it seems like they're just going to go for the boss, and why wouldn't you? Just move in straight away, take that boss down, and take it from there. Skog with a bit more damage, gets the cleave out too, is sitting at 28 by the way. Might even get the kill against Nazeebo, and indeed he does. Like, wait, what? Alright, boss is taken, but Nazeebo is down. Svamkrota is still firing away. And be careful, you can't really go up against Suljin without any problems there. Well, but then again, seems like Svamkrota isn't really able to aim that guillotine. So, yep, that didn't work. Svamkrota is still rushing away, but I think that that battle down here against Cho'Gall is not going to be a successful one for him either. Zagara, in the meantime, rushing towards the top and saying, okay, at least I can rotate around them and try and get the beacon control for us again. But the setup here is getting a little bit nasty. At least now it's a 4 versus 4 because Suljin and Nazeebo are both dead. Nano boost, the stim drone on Lulba as Falstad gets eliminated, and we are going full Fiesta, aren't we? The full Fiesta meme dream as Lily gets taken down. Panda abuse and Heroes of the Storm. 45,000 damage for Gall, 47,000 for Suljin, and they have both beacons under their control. The boss is still in play and is doing damage at the bottom of the map. But everybody else is currently all the way up at the top doing their thing right now. With Rick Mix currently doing his thing. So there we go. Trying to reclaim that. There's the Maw against him. Maw into D.Va explosion. Get wrecked. The dream is real. The dream is real and just came through. D.Va with the kill. And they get the objective too, which forces the Zerg wave through the top lane. A massive one, 100% against 46. Here comes the Ravenous Spirit. Lauber can easily interrupt that if they want, but they're already moving in with Skog, who now finally completes his baseline. That's 30 stacks for him and a double cleave on the Axis. And now the game is gonna end for sure. With that Zerg wave moving in and all of those Guardians flying into range, this is going to be the end of this one. Nicely done. Yeah, well done here. The Falstad goes down again. They might even be able to get the kill against Lily and against Nazeebo. And as it turns out, this is exactly what's going to happen here. Naz down. That's a full 5-man wipe to end the game as Sweden takes a 2-0 victory against Finland. GG and well played. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support and see you guys next time.